morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you happen to be listening. Welcome to the Fresh Bunch podcast, where I have our amazing guests today, our two partners in crime. We have Paul and Tony Guerrie, co-founders of the Flower Buddy, which is a software.
It is.
That's
for
right.
wedding and event calculations, or is that like a POS whole
and
thing?
retail. They're also
it's
retail.
It's a whole thing.
Mm-hmm. The flower industry.
Okay. I met you guys a couple times at some shows.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we've been starting to do more of those. I think we've been going to shows for about 18 months now. We're still a relatively young company, so we're still somewhat new on the scene there.
How young of a company?
19 months.
I think we're in our fourth year, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And for those obviously you couldn't figure out what the last names, you guys are brothers.
That's right.
If this was a video podcast, you would not be able to deny this at all.
You see it with the shows. Well, I have that same issue. Let's say I don't call it an issue, but like it's nice when you look the same as your brother and you could tell that you guys are related. Makes it easier.
That's right.
Well, you guys were at Next Gen, and Ryan has invited you. You guys were talking, and
I honestly didn't get a lot of chance to talk to Paul, but right at the end, I snuck in a quick, we got to have you on the podcast as we were packing up the booths.
Yeah. It was a fun weekend. Did you have a good time there?
It was a good show. Yeah, I like Next Gen. Next Gen's always fun.
Yeah, I like that.
Who's the older brother between the two of you?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, which one? Who looks older?
You guys must have. Maybe you guys need to upgrade your projector or something. It should be fairly obvious, in my opinion.
Tony looks like a streamer, where you look like you're kind of in the living room. There's a different camera setup going on too. There's lighting in Tony's side.
Tony is giving me YouTube vibes right now. Yeah.
Yeah,
I am liking and subscribing.
What the hell are YouTube vibes? I don't get that. What is a YouTube
My kids don't watch TV anymore. They just watch YouTube.
I watch YouTubes.
And
it knows what I like. It's incredible. YouTube knows what I like.
Do you have the pro account so you have no commercials?
No, I go in as a guest.
Okay. Interesting. That's an interesting choice.
He's undercover.
That's right.
Okay, so Paul's the older. No, just kidding. So you guys are brothers. And how did you get into this business?
Well,
let's describe your business first.
Oh, yeah, I guess for those who don't know.
Let's describe exactly what you do and where you're at.
Yeah, Flower Buddy's all around kind of floral business profitability, back ends operations. So a lot of core features like building recipes. We help you factor in your markups and things like that to come up with retail pricing for your products. And then we also help you put your orders together to send to your wholesalers when you're ready for that. But that's just kind of some core features. We kind of touch every part of the florist's workflow, and really kind of have an ethos of helping them understand their numbers at every step of the way. That's kind of the foundation of Flower Buddy. So we do that for both the event side, like you said, getting clients, building proposals, signing contracts, and all the way through building out the event. We also have a newer product that is more tailored for the retail side of things. So planning out your weekly orders or maybe your orders for big holidays, things like that. So that's what Flower Buddy is. Big database of flowers, really structure your business well. And again, have kind of those eyes on your numbers the whole time.
So are you guys like in the flower business and said we need something, or you just wake up one day and said we're going to do software for flowers? How did that happen?
Yeah, no, good question. My wife is a florist, and so we were living I'm originally from Colorado. I'm back in Colorado now, but we lived my wife and I for 12 years in Houston. And when we were down there, my wife had worked for a flower shop as her high school and early college job, just worked as a newer designer. And then she wanted to return to it once we were in Houston. So she started her business there. And at the time, Paul and I were both in technology, but in two different arenas. I was in the business side of technology development and deployment in the energy sector. Paul was the AI lead at an AI startup most recently.
Nice.
And so as Megan was growing her business, I just started getting more and more involved with more and more complex Google Sheets and other things that I was building on her behalf, and complaining, saying, you're not allowed to touch anything that's a yellow cell. Don't put a figure in there. And so after she broke the 100th Google Sheet that I had built, I started thinking, I think there's an opportunity here. There's already a great budding like tech sector in flowers that was starting to address it. And it felt like a good opportunity to jump on that same wave and try to add what we've learned from the broader technology industry and try to bring it in to help the floral industry specifically.
Nice. Did you end up having to do a lot of like florist work with your wife as well as the tech stuff?
Yeah.
I assume you're cleaning buckets.
I'm still on
stuff.
strike. I'm a bucket cleaner. I'm still on strike crew. So yeah, that's right. We still, the flower business is still going strong. And so, yeah, I'm doing all that stuff. Paul's a woodworker. He does like really cool building projects. And so
Nice.
I keep telling him about my concept for a more automated bucket cleaning solution. And he's got ideas too. I've got the drill already. I'm that advanced to be using my drill brush, but I want to clean 6 buckets at once, you know.
These are
restaurants going out of business or auction. You will find a commercial sink with a great brush attached to it. And that's
awesome.
That'll cost you a couple $100 installed, and it'll make your life.
No, but Tony wants the machine to wash the bucket for him. He doesn't want to do that.
But since you guys are techie, you might want to develop a robot.
Exactly.
That does that.
That's right. That's right.
They have they have the lawnmower Roombas where the Roombas for your lawn.
Yeah.
So you just need that, like a little sticky robot that goes in the side of the bucket and runs around the bucket.
Bucket Roomba, yeah.
But then how is Tony going to pay his dues as like the husband that does that stuff? Like I have to,
exactly.
you know what? Like I bought my kids. We have a leaf situation at my house, and my husband's like, "Oh, I found this leaf blower, this and that." I go, No. I bought them the stuff that makes them sweat, makes them go through the most manual labor, so that they know that when I say go do your freaking homework because you don't want to be picking up leaves the rest of your life. Like that's what I was gonna tell them. So
we had rakes and black garbage bags.
Yeah, I got a new one. It's by that Vivor company. I don't know if you know that company. It's on the TikTok shop, Mike.
Haven't seen that.
Oh, I got it off of Mike got me into TikTok shop buying.
I buy something almost every night.
Yeah.
Almost every night I have to buy something. It's crazy. I'm addicted.
Too easy. It's too easy to buy.
I bought Sid.
Clicks.
They had these indestructible carrots for dogs.
I
that
guarantee.
Nope. Sid has not destroyed it.
Really?
It's true. Yeah.
Impressive.
He likes it.
What kind of dog do you have?
He's a mix of Lab and Malinois, and
nice.
He's under the table. You can't see him.
Freaking
he's not
nature.
a dog.
Oh.
He's not a dog. He's
part horse.
He's a
horse. Yeah.
He's a Muppet. He looks like a Muppet a little bit, but he's the sweetest thing. Like he's human. I'm convinced he feels all of us.
He's a D1 athlete.
Yeah.
All right, so Tony, you start making this software idea for your wife's business, and at what point do you say, "Hey, Paul, I need you. We need to do something."
Yeah.
Here. How'd that whole thing happen?
We've always wanted to start something together, a business together. Like we've done a couple business pitch competitions together, and kind of on that front, any competition that we started with, whatever the idea was, like for example, we did a sound measurement tool competition for housing and urban development, and we called it HUD Buddy. So every company that we started had Buddy at the end of it until eventually we got to Flower Buddy. So
that's great.
So we've always wanted to start something, and this actually just seemed like the one that had, the most legs behind it. Like we could actually start running with this idea and start getting customers really quickly, because we had a network. Obviously, my wife had no choice but to be customer number one, but also at least in Colorado, the florist community is really, pretty tight knit, and they help each other freelance for one another and everything when they need to. So I kind of had a group of 30 people to reach out to beta test the initial versions back in.
Do they willingly want to do that? Do people say, "Yeah, sure, I'll try it. I'll test it out for you"? Or
Yeah, they did. Yeah, we got probably a good 15 or 20 people that signed up right away and then used it through and signed up once we actually launched a commercial version of it, which was about a year. So people signed up and played around with kind of really rough around the edges versions for a while, which we were really grateful for. But yeah, we spent a month and we built our first version, a minimally, viable product, something that worked and did something that created value, but it was just the very baby version of what it can do today,
Did these 15 or 20 florists that were testing it with you, they helped you make a better product because they kept giving you all the things that they need or the ideas that they had, right? That's kind of like how Comet sales evolved like that. Like we would all say, oh, it needs this or it needs that. And it was more like a community thing where like if they liked your idea and they would, at one point they had like this thing.
There was a button.
Yeah, like a vote
button. Yeah.
There was like a vote. Yeah,
Nice.
I need that.
Yeah.
And then they would actually develop it at no extra charge.
Yeah.
They would just put it as part of the.
That's how they pick fancy Lego sets now. They like they crowdsource it and let people upload their own, and if they get enough votes, they'll make it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I
Random
didn't know
series.
about
Yeah, it's really cool. I think the Lego flower bouquet, I don't know if you guys have seen that one. That's a cool one for this industry, but that came from that.
There's so
Same
many
thing.
of the flower
So,
ones now. There's a whole.
No, there's a
There's
bunch
like
of.
30
There's a
of them,
shop
yeah.
in New York City. There's a whole
Oh,
flower
yeah.
shop. Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
There is?
that. That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm curious if you guys, maybe this was a stat when you were early starting on, or maybe this is something you might know. What like percentage of florists and flower people are not using any software?
Like that's a really interesting question. I feel like I can just like anecdotally say what my experience is when I'm speaking like on, I've spoken with hundreds of folks now on demos, and I would bet maybe for the event side, because that's where our product started. We've only recently grown into the retail side, but on the event side, maybe 40% are using the software, 40 or 50%, somewhere in that range. And there's a lot that goes into using the software. Some people are truly pen and paper. Some people are at Google Sheets, and then some people have a quilt of other tools that they can pull together to do something similar to what we're doing. So yeah, it's not. There's a lot of people already kind of doing something in this space. Yeah,
They try one and maybe they don't use it continually, or
Does your software also connect to like QuickBooks or something like that, where they can have their accounting just move over from one to the other, or connect? What do they call the API or whatever?
Yeah, we will push all your invoices and payments and things like that to QuickBooks. So makes that part of it really easy. Although most florists are using QuickBooks, we're finding. So
does QuickBooks charge you guys for that? Like, do they make you pay them?
They charge the customer.
they charge QuickBooks.
yeah, so the florists have a QuickBooks subscription, and then they don't charge us to push into it. I think they see that as like, the more people who create data in QuickBooks, the better for us. So they don't charge us that way.
Yeah, I mean, it takes time to build. I mean, it took several weeks of development to get that up and running, but that's the only cost to us is developing towards it.
Is the company still just the two of you, or you guys got a full team now? How far have we taken it?
Yeah, we've got a core team of 4, but we also contract out as we need help. So things are growing and going well. Several hundred users across U.S., Canada, UK, Australia, New Zealand, and a couple other places. Yeah, so things are going well, but it's a lot. There's a lot on our plates right now. So it's
When you're dealing with those international clients, how different are they from, like, let's say the national florist? Is there a lot to be like coded different?
Not a huge difference, like probably taxes, unfortunately, is the biggest difference, and they just kind of have to display it in different ways and things like that. So maybe like a tiny bit of code that otherwise we wouldn't have done, but for the most part, it seems pretty similar. They operate in similar ways, and especially in the core flower features part of things, recipes and things like that, they're all very similar. So worked out pretty well for us. Yeah, speak the same language. The only problem is if they need help, it's in the middle of our night. So
yeah,
that would be the only other problem. Yeah.
So how does that work if they need assistance in the middle of the night?
Yeah.
You have like a call center somewhere in offshore?
Yeah.
Paul calls
We
Tony
don't,
and says, "Tony, your turn."
That's right.
It's like the diaper.
It's an alarm.
Yeah.
It's an alarm next to Paul's bed, like the bat signal or something that wakes Paul up.
No, yeah. You're looking at the support team right now. So all our support is US based, but we spend a lot of time on our our AI. I know some people are a little bit averse to conversing with kind of an AI support agent, and I get that. I also don't love it, but we've spent a lot of time investing in ours, and it's one of those things where it's kind of the more you put in, the better the results a little bit. And so we've just spent enough time that it's answering 8 out of 10 to 9 out of 10 questions without our intervention or without need for us. So for the most part, there's just never like a problem so big that it requires us to be up in the middle of the night. Usually, his name's Finn. Usually, Finn answers the question pretty handedly.
I think it's a percentage thing, right? Like as long as it gets most of the questions right and it answers like a few people, if it solves a few people's problems, I think that's as far as you can take that.
I changed a flight.
Yeah.
Using it.
They're
I thought I was
better.
talking to a person, but I was not.
They start saying and they say, oh well, it really sucks for you. That's really bad.
Well, it didn't say that, but I was able to change my flight without waiting an hour for someone to call me back.
Yeah.
Well, we just AI'd you speaking Chinese perfectly. And my friend just made sure that it was good, and I was pretty impressed.
It was really, really impressive. You just press a button and you were speaking fluent Chinese.
Yeah.
Your mouth was moving, everything. Crazy.
It was a video of it?
Yeah.
We just shared it on social media.
Nice.
We got our first shipment
so
of Chinese peonies this week.
Oh, cool.
I thought it'd be cool if we spoke Chinese when we were demonstrating the flowers. So Ryan didn't think that was cool, so he said, we'll do some Chinese and some English.
It was a delicate dance.
Well, even then, you're right, Paul, about like the trust factor when it comes to doing something with AI. So I told Ryan, I go, hey, I'm going to call my friend and make sure that this is right. I mean, there is like 7 different languages that are spoken in China, so maybe we're doing something wrong. I don't know. Like there's just that trust factor that you can't break. So
plus, he's not speaking perfect English every line in the video. There's a lot of slang. There's a lot of sales jargon.
Yeah.
I never thought about that.
Yeah. So so when it was actually translating, there was some parts where I didn't know where to cut because one phrase in is actually like 2 words only. Whereas yours, so it took me a while there, but whatever, we'll see. I mean, it's performing well, but I think it's amazing. I think there's so much more that we can do. I mean, I'm sure you guys, being techies, see the industry and see all the possibilities that you can take it with. But yeah.
Well, I think Amelia should be using it for the farm advertisements because nobody speaks Russian, and a lot of farms are doing sales to Russia because they have somebody speaking Russian in the farm.
Well, maybe there could be like...
But now she can have Melissa doing whatever she normally does, but instead of English or Spanish, it's in Russian or Chinese or whatever language.
Yeah, no, they can do that for sure.
But
I think is Google now doing that? And Google Meets might be doing live translation on phone calls and things. But we also, that AI tool we're using, Finn, that Paul was talking about, somebody wrote a question in Spanish
Finn,
and
that's
Finn
your dog's
answered
name.
it.
I was just thinking about it.
that's my dog's name, Finn.
Oh, is it? Nice.
Why is it Finn?
But I
Is
was
that
gonna-
short for something?
It's the name that the company we used gave the AI bot, and we kept it. But it's funny, we have people write in now, people who interact with this AI support agent a lot will sometimes write in and say, "Hi Finn, I'm having this problem." They now have a relationship with Finn. So
From a marketing standpoint, Finn the flower buddy is perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's perfect.
Give it an acronym:
That's
flower, intelligence, something.
Intelligence network. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
If you want
There
a
we go.
picture of my dog, I'll send it to you.
Make it
He's
like
Finn.
Clippy. Make it like
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Paul, you said you studied AI, or you were doing AI before you started Flower Buddy?
Yeah. I actually studied aerospace engineering. I thought I might work on spacecraft, but I found my way into software pretty quickly after my studies. And so from there, I did kind of different jobs here and there, and they all happened to be kind of earlier machine learning. So types of machine learning that were before kind of the AI boom of the last 4 years, computer vision type things. So like reading license plates or spotting different types of aircraft or different things like that, kind of some more basic types of AI. So I've been in it since, 2016, 2015.
Mm-hmm.
That license plate reader is a big deal now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They got these guys that tow your cars like repo guys. And
They just drive around the parking lots.
well, no, the tow trucks do not. They have these small cars that just drive around everywhere with cameras all over it and look for the license plate of the vehicle that needs to be towed away and repossessed. And they just call the tow truck. Hey, I'm following this guy. This is where the truck is. And that's how they find him. And even the cop cars have them on them, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not popular. People don't like
Yeah,
Paul,
Paul, why'd you work on that?
Paul,
Jeez.
you're so much better in flowers. So much nicer.
Yeah,
That's why I came to flowers. Yeah, exactly.
Nobody reposts the flower shop. That's for
That's
sure.
right. But speaking of computer vision in flowers, though, that's one of the things that I've really enjoyed, taking some of that past experience and bringing it into the flower world. We've got like really cool ability where this also touches on like, can you trust AI and how much does it play into authenticity, things like that. But I've enjoyed building tools that allow florists to still pitch their vision, their bouquets, but make minor edits like they might be able to do if they've spent a long time on their own, but use AI to do some of those edits really quickly. Like last wedding was a white, kind of flower palette. This one's blush. So I want to show them the same bridal bouquet, but I want to change the roses to blush this time, So lots of cool use cases like that we're finding that resonate with kind of what we're doing outside of our app, but work really well for florists too.
Those are tools built into the program.
Yeah, that's right. And we kind of have the first versions of our various AI tools throughout the app now, and we're bullish on it. We think it's going to be a big time saver for florists that kind of help them kind of focus on their creativity and save time clicking around that otherwise, would be a lot of time at the computer, can kind of shorten that.
I was pretty impressed with the video you guys did with Red Kennicott.
Oh, yeah.
What did they do?
Oh, they did a cute video where Red used the AI to create a wedding, and it was really funny. Any video that Red does,
No, they use Red well. Yeah,
it's it's a banger for me. But yeah, it was good. I got to see it.
When I did my presentation at NextGen on AI, I used almost an exact example of that, as well as trying to think of ways for florists to use AI for their benefit. And I was like, if you don't have time to remake the whole arrangement, but if you have time to just ask AI to change that rose to a daisy or something like that.
Well, and it was funny because you were having a concurrent session.
It was with them.
Against, I shouldn't say against.
It was a few of you, right?
There was several people that were doing AI talks. And so it was funny because so many people were like, I don't want to miss Ryan's presentation because it's going to be cool visually, but I don't want to miss the flower buddy because, it's a perfect example of our industry because you've got the creative fighting with the business side and it's just like, what do I do? What do I do? But
they needed to switch the rooms because theirs was marketed as like kind of like a starting scenario for AI, where mine was like an advanced level of AI, which it was just specific to visuals and marketing and stuff.
But they were so different.
But I don't know. There was probably like 20 people watched. So
no. There was a lot. I remember because I went back and forth. I wanted to see. Yeah. So it's really cool.
Nice.
Yeah, it was fun. Really I just sense a lot of excitement in general. Like I think if you are reading the news and stuff, they're doing polls on AI and it's mixed reviews right now. A lot of people I think are feeling anxiety around it. Again, anecdotally, just from all my conversations with florists, I sense that we're skewing more towards a positive view of its potential and its possibilities. And I think that's just because a lot of floral owners are, scrappy entrepreneurs and they wear 10 hats already. And so they see this as an opportunity to help give them some brain space back to work on other parts of their business and things like that. So I think that's where the positive side comes in. The nervousness is still on the creativity side, but like when we're building it into our tool, we're intentionally trying to break the steps that we're using AI into steps. Like when you're using AI, you're typing into usually just a chat box and then a lot of magic happens in the background and something just pops up on your screen. But we're trying to break it down into steps so that even when our AI is starting to intersect on a more creative front, like coming up with your flower recipe, that like you're at each step, It's let's first choose the flowers and make sure that you like this palette of flowers that you're using. Now tell us about the event. Now tell us about specific arrangements. And only after that do we come up with something that we call a first draft that is still easy for you to edit and make changes to. But that's like, I feel like that's important on the creative side. Is it does feel like there can be a loss of control if you just type 3 words and a whole video gets made. But the people who do it well give a lot more input along the way to get the results that they want.
That's very true. Recently, Kate Penn shared an article on the Women in Flowers group, and I thought it was interesting. It was why women over 50 are the future of work in the age of AI. And it's so funny because I do have to say, like, my children and them, like, yes, I've seen them cheat on Snapchat with their homework and whatnot, or use AI, but they're using it just to get quick stuff. I feel like a lot of the people, or entrepreneurs, or people with like resilience and intelligence, are these women who are using AI to solve really the issues. And I think that's the way to look at it. See an issue, find it, and then use the AI to help you, overcome that. So if Kate Penn posted that and everyone's like, thank God.
There's hope for us.
There's hope for us, because everything else is like, but it was really funny that, and I think that's true. Do you see like the florists, the older florists are actually, because I feel like for a long time, our industry was like still using fax machines 5 years ago. So I think it's interesting to see like how we've overcome that, and we're kind of embracing a lot of the technology now.
Mm-hmm. And the interface is getting easier too. Like Paul and I, for the most part, we talk to the AI. We're not even typing anymore. We're just conversing with it out loud. And I think that also suits anybody of any age. Like the barrier to entry from a user interface standpoint just continues to get lower and lower.
Hold on, Tony. Hold on. What do you mean you talk to it?
Oh, like you talk to Siri. You talk to Siri all the time.
Not far from that.
But they talk to their
But it
AI.
talks back to you also, or it writes back to you?
ChatGPT will talk to you.
Either, yeah. Yeah, it'll do both. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's interesting. You can use it for different things. Like sometimes if you're just trying to brainstorm your day and what you have ahead of you, sometimes it's helpful to have it talk back to you out loud so that it's more conversational. And at the end, you can say, all right, write me a list of my priorities based off of what we talked about. So and I know a lot of people that do that as if a phone conversation driving in to work or something. Mm-hmm. Just turn on a chat and just have a conversation on your way to work about what's coming up. But even Paul now with like coding, that's even becoming much more of a conversation with AI to help build a lot of the things he's doing. You have to have deep expertise like Paul does in coding to make it truly work in a robust way that's not going to break, but it's allowing us to develop at a much faster clip.
How good is Claude code, Paul?
I mean, it's funny. There's Claude, there's ChatGPT, and then there's Gemini, and they all, my feed, of course, is inundated with AI developers and people live coding and things like that. Uh-huh. And on any day, all of them have 100 posts saying, "Oh, Gemini's the best. Everybody use Gemini." So it's pretty tough to measure. I happen to be using ChatGPT right now for my coding, but that's the other nice thing about them is it literally is a flip of a switch to go between them.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I'm definitely in that Claude code algorithm because I'm getting nothing but you got to use this for code.
But you said that it's easy to it's been easier to use AI to create like websites and beyond.
100%. Uh-huh. I tried it the other day. I literally started developing a website just by AI, just typing in some little prompts, and then it lets you tweak it right afterwards.
So where's our website at?
No, I'm not using it for our website. I'm just using it for a little one-pager.
Our website has a lot of details because it's really artistic and meticulous on the spacing, and that an AI would not be able to do that website. I mean, it would, but it would be a lot of.
When you say coding, we're talking about like
programming
instead of you putting all those little dashes and dots and all that stuff, numbers.
You just tell them what you want
tell
to
it
do,
what you
and
want,
it does that for you.
And it does it for you.
Yeah,
it takes it even farther. It can even upload it into an actual program and then put it out there for you. Like it'll do all of it.
Oh, I put all my AI stuff and I say transfer it to an Excel file and it opens it in Excel. And I mean, it's amazing.
Mm-hmm. So you guys are building this stuff. How into the conspiracies are you? Are you like positive? Are you a little bit like just like, we're too deep into it to think that way?
That's a good question. Like conspiracies around AI, you mean?
Yeah. Like the movie Her, for example, where everybody's dating their AIs, which is already happening right now.
That is already happening. Yeah,
you know,
tough to deny that conspiracy.
Yeah, literally. It
Mike.
started as therapy, but now it's literal relationships. Like the one I was watching where the lady said her custom made AI has access to her credit card and bought sex toys for her to control on her.
What?
Yeah, like people are literally having
Control
sex.
what?
He bought like a Bluetooth powered sex toy vibrator or something.
Mike,
Yeah.
wait. Let's go back to the basics. Mike, people are having relationships where they're like marrying their AI.
Yes.
And like they'll go on dates with their AI and like they will. And now he's talking about them actually contributing to sexual acts with each other.
They also are dating.
How do I
Yeah.
get that?
Mommy!
You gotta talk to the flower buddies.
A flower buddy. That's another type of buddy that they're
Yeah.
talking about.
I think it's incredible that you could just tell it, I want to build this website and I want it to look like this, and it just does it
Yeah.
for you with
Yeah,
the codes.
but-
and
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You know what? Even cooler one that we did just for. It actually wasn't just for fun. It worked for us well, but we were using what I think Google's Vibe Coding Studio when we were evaluating healthcare costs for this year, and it was just, you guys know, the most absurd combination of things lead to what your healthcare costs are going to be for the year. It's not an easy calculation to make, especially when you're comparing plans and things like that. So we just had Google Vibe Code for us, kind of like, hey, here are all the plans. Give me a whole app that has like all the knobs for me to tune on. How many times do I think I'm going to be in the ER this year? How many kids do I have? How many primary care visits? All those things. And then let me kind of compare the different plan costs. And it's cool because it's like this purpose-built app that's for specifically me, my family, my healthcare costs and everything. And it, it made it in like 15 minutes. And I was kind of
And
off to the races.
It was free.
Totally free. Yeah,
So
I didn't pay a dime for
how
that.
much did it
Yeah.
save you?
In healthcare costs?
Yeah.
I mean, I probably, if I had done it by myself, I probably would have made a decision that was several $1,000s at least for
Wow.
the course of the year. So
15 minutes,
yeah.
you save yourself a few $1,000s.
Well, and
yeah,
This lady
not
from
a bad
ADP
rate.
comes in here and she goes, I got your renewal this year.
yeah. Well, my friend did it. My friend did it to fix her credit.
We should do
and
that
she
shit.
uploaded
Oh,
whatever
cool.
she had for like, this is what this credit card I owe, this was my house payment, all that. And then she showed me how she did it. And she's like, this is telling me I can save up to $10,000, and which card based off of the APR of that card out there, it gave her everything, like, and she's saving, and her credit score has already gone up within like the last 6 months of her doing this. So,
Oh,
I mean,
that's
you could,
awesome.
and that's
Yeah.
all free, Mike.
Jeez, I had to wait 7 years to fix my credit.
Well, this is like,
Old-fashioned way.
7 years.
well, yeah.
Wow.
But it's super interesting.
So
you
what does
can
the
do.
AI do? Argue with Experian?
No.
What is
No,
how
it
does
tells you where to make payments, where you should focus your debt on. So like if you focus on this credit card,
Oh,
and
it managed her debt load. It didn't fix her credit score.
No, but her credit score has gone up because she's properly
It's like an
paying
advanced
certain
Google
things.
answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, personal finance coach. kind of.
Yeah.
Motivational
Wow.
speaker, whatever. Yeah,
That's right.
whatever
Yeah.
you need.
We're blowing. Mike is already thinking of days.
I have my toy. I have a AI in my phone, what little app on my phone where I draw pictures and stuff, or I make
Nice.
stuff with it, and I just talk to it,
Yep.
and it makes it. And if I don't like it, I could tell it what I don't like, and it will change it. Kinda. Like I'm not really good at it.
You're using, I guess a good example is you're using like an elementary school toy version of
Yeah,
AI.
yeah.
But there's much
Nice.
further levels of it out there if
I
you
get
wanted to get into
We
it.
don't make many decisions here, big decisions, without checking first. Like, for example, we had that accident. We had a truck have a bad accident the other day, and we have cameras inside and outside the trucks. And the guy was not paying attention. We thought we had everything we needed to protect ourselves from that, but the one thing we don't have is one of those things in each truck where you could put your phone.
Mm.
So we were thinking, okay, well, let's not do that. Let's keep them off their phone altogether. Let's just get navigation. I'm like, well, what do you do when you need to call the driver? You need to call his phone. So I said to Dan, why don't you ask AI, what is the best thing to do? AI recommended different things and also compared the costs of different things, what it would cost. And at the end of the day, he's getting each driver's getting a Bluetooth headset and a thing to hang their phone in not on the windshield, on the dashboard. It can't, like the windshield's bad. Otherwise, we would have got the ones that stuck to the windshield.
You should go back to the old school car phones in the glove box. Like
Yeah.
the ones with no screen.
The
I
little
mean-
briefcase.
Yeah.
But I mean, it took an accident like that for us to ask a simple question, and AI
Yeah.
gave all the recommendations of what to do. So I guess that's a good idea. And it costs $40 per vehicle to do it, which is cheap.
Yeah.
It's cheap compared to
Yeah, we're the same way. Any big decision that we have to make, I think there is a good like habit to get into, which it sounds like this is kind of the way you guys did it. You thought of some ideas first before going to the AI and then really tested them with the AI. I think it's always good to get your team together and think creatively out loud about what you think the right answer is, because then you're giving more content for the LLM to do it. I also think a good habit is to really tell the LLM that you want it to be hard on your ideas, you know, to say, hey, I'm coming here, but I'm not looking for you to like agree with what I'm saying. Tell me what I'm missing. And then you'll get some really robust analysis, you know, that can come out of that. That's cool.
How far are we from, because I already see now the sponsored by, you know, whatever, like the hotels, or, you know, you're seeing the ads coming up on chat, you're seeing it on Gemini. Like that's where I think, to me, and this is my conspiracies, it's like I'm being listened to, sold, and it's just retargeted ads now that are telling me.
One of those brands has commercials on the Super Bowl that said, "We don't put ads in your AI." Or
Oh
something
yeah,
like that.
I remember that
I
one.
don't know which one that did that.
Yeah, well, see, we clearly didn't pay attention.
Anthropic, I think. Yeah.
Anthropic.
So
Yeah,
let me ask you a flower shop question. So I won't mention their name, but I was at a florist this year, and he had a guy who was on the phone calling customers saying, hey, last year you sent flowers for so-and-so's birthday. Would you like to repeat that order? And so is like, am I hearing it right? Like it's coming where they don't need that guy anymore. Like the AI will send a message
They'll
saying,
send text messages.
CRM
No,
would do that.
it'll actually call and talk on the phone. So there are flower shops already setting up voice systems that will answer the phone, and it will just be a voice that's talking with the person to even take a sale over the phone. So I think we're already there. But I think there are I think there are conversations to be had about like how to strike that balance. And also I think there are still some, this is outside of just the flower industry, but like to what extent do we want to know? Like to what extent should it answer and say, hi, I'm so-and-so, this flower shop's AI assistant, and I'm going to help you with what you need today or something? Because I think some people will be fooled. You'll just get on the phone and think that you had a conversation with a real person, and it wasn't a real person, you know?
We have that issue with pictures and videos always. I play that game with my mom, and even with mommy, I do it with her. Like, we're like, is this AI?
My mom can get scammed tomorrow by an AI phone call easily.
Yeah, but you know, the benefits that come with it. But there are two ways you could do this. You could use it to enhance the experience of a person in the flower shop, or you could use it to be in its place. But one thing is that the AI will always, for example, if you're trying to encourage sales over the phone for people to always offer an upsell, the AI will do it 100% of the time. It's going to follow your instructions to the T. Whereas you could also, because we also, like when I do a demo and I'm showing somebody our software, my AI note taker, which we all have AI note takers now, or a lot of people do, my AI note taker has a live dashboard on the right-hand side. So I see it taking notes in real time. So I could also see things like that being really helpful for real humans taking sales calls in the flower shops, so that the ad could remind them, hey, based off of what they said, also offer them this upsell opportunity or something. And it could just flash, and it could help them be more consistent and help with training and help people do what the
and
owners
understand historical data differently, so it'll give you a better experience. Yeah.
If somebody doesn't want AI in their program, is it automatically in part of Flower Buddy, or they can choose to add it in?
They can totally opt out of it completely. Like we're not trading with their data even, so like there's nothing that is not opt-in. So if you want to use the AI, you have to intentionally kind of find your way to that path, but it's totally easy to avoid it. I would say most people, though, most users, even the ones that are kind of on their surface skeptical of AI find themselves using it. Again, kind of going back to what Tony said, because we're not doing these like one shot, type in a little bit and we do the whole thing for you. We're really just, you can kind of boil it down to, we're just saving them clicks. We're using AI to do that in an intelligent way. But at the end of the day, we're getting to the same ends that they're wanting to get to, controlled by their creativity and their vision, just quicker. That's the only difference. So we're finding that people who are even maybe not wanting AI in general, still using the tools we've built in because of the way we're trying to build it.
Smart. So what's next for the Flower Buddy then? What else are you guys working on? What other things are you planning on adding in?
Yeah, good question. Of course, we've been talking about AI a lot, so that's going to be something that continues to build throughout the product. So kind of any place you find yourself working a lot and spending a lot of time, AI is going to come to that place and just make it faster. So that's on the way. But yeah, we'll be expanding to other. We want to become your one-stop shop if you're a florist. So we're going to be building all sorts of tools, anything that a florist is doing in their shop or throughout their shop that is taking them time. We'd like to bring them value there and make it easy for them to use. And
do you do the credit card payments and all that stuff and all included in the package?
Yeah, yep. You can process payments on our platform. We've got some new things coming there, a new payment processor to make things cheaper, new payment types, things like that. So kind of always innovating. Actually, at the very beginning of the conversation, you guys mentioned the voting system that Comet had. We have a similar thing. Ours is internal, so we just hear people's feedback and we add their votes to different things. But you should see the board that we have that's full of sticky notes that are just all the different feature improvements we're working on, color coded. It's really kind of a beautiful thing. It's like a piece of modern art to look at. But it's kind of sky's the limit on what we can and will build coming forward.
Once you've already created a feature or something, how do you keep improving it and not staying behind? Like, how do you remember to do so many improvements? Like, improvements is such an important part of the tech industry, right? Like, you have to stay on top of it because this stuff is changing overnight.
I think there's two sides of it. One is you have to really create an environment and a culture and an expectation of your users that you actually want and will do something with the feedback that they give you. If people give feedback, but nothing ever happens for a year or 2 years, you stop getting feedback. So the first part is really encouraging people. I always tell people when I'm onboarding them, they've chosen to use Flower Buddy and I'm onboarding them, I say, listen, you can't hurt our feelings. If something's not working for you, if there's friction, please tell us. It doesn't hurt our feelings. We really appreciate it, and we actually put it into action. And then the other side of it is really being organized. And so we use a tool that captures feedback and lets us put votes on it, and it has AI built into it, so it's quick. You can drop in a whole paragraph of what somebody said, and it can help summarize it and categorize it in the way that you do it. And then we just also develop. This we bring from the tech side, we develop in chunks, chunks that add value. So that's how we measure it. We might have a big idea for a big feature that if we were to build it all at once would take us half a year or a year, but we try to break those down into, well, what piece of that could we deliver in 2 weeks that would add a little piece of value to somebody in 2 weeks? And then we try to release them every 2 weeks. So we're releasing new features at least once a month, oftentimes 2 times a month. Yeah.
I think another part of that is just thinking from the product side of things. That's where Tony and I bring some expertise maybe from our past roles, which is, you may have heard the kind of myth story about before the car, if you would have asked someone what they wanted to get around with, they would have asked for you to make a faster horse, But Henry Ford came along and kind of heard what they needed and kind of thought of a new way to invent what they actually wanted, not a faster horse, but something totally new altogether. So that kind of principle applies all the time in Flower Buddy, where we hear lots of kind of needs coming from our users and florists. And that's where we kind of apply the art of product design to combine those into maybe something they hadn't even imagined, a way of doing what they wanted to do in a way that they hadn't even imagined in the first place, but actually meets their need and other users' needs in an even better way. So I think that kind of product design is a big, important kind of center to our company, especially when it comes to improving the product and building it.
That makes sense. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I'm curious how competitive the tech side of the industry is, because the cut side is pretty competitive.
Do you compete with like the Teleflora and those guys? Like, are they offering the same kind of stuff?
No, not right now. Like on the retail side, we're really a planning tool. So we're helping you kind of keep your intellectual property, your designs and things like that, helping to digitize those so that they're stored and can be easily updated with different flowers, and it's connected throughout the whole system and put together your orders. So really we complement your website point of sales solution right now. And I would say, I think there are, like in any industry, it's a mixed bag of entities that are less forward-looking and ones that are forward-looking. And I do think that there is I feel like I'm sensing a spark of new entrants and different people who are bringing new technologies to the floral industry. So I think it's a mix. I think there's maybe something starting to grow.
Is web and marketing something that you guys see for the future of Flower Buddy as well? Like website management and designs and...
I think so, yeah. But I think we're kind of like Paul was talking about with the product design. We're really considering what the best way for us to do that is. There's like a lot of ways to kind of put those types of solutions together, and we're really trying to think if we do something in that space, what would be the right way to do it. So nothing imminent, but it is on our mind for sure.
Again, you guys are listening to your base and learning from there and creating solutions. So I guess it's all based off of what they're asking for. Yeah.
What's your biggest challenge or hurdle right now?
Probably more of a general business hurdle, but it's a good problem to have. Where does your growth outpace your capacity a little bit? So it's just a constant juggling act of how do you keep growing while maintaining quality and all that at the same time, and growing the team all at the same time. So just good growing pains, I would say, is the biggest challenge at the moment. But
is this like a 7 days a week job for you guys? Pretty much always going.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's also a challenge to like, when are you hanging out with family? It's a bit of a 7 day a week challenge right now, but we're always trying to every once in a while pull our heads up out of the water to look and say, well, what can we do to fix something or automate something or build a solution for it? So I mean, it ebbs and flows, but it's always a capacity thing. But I do think AI, again, for us internally as an internal tool, has been a workforce multiplier. Like I don't know, Paul can tell me if he disagrees, but we're a team of 4, but I feel like we're operating as a team of 8. Like I really think we're doing about twice as much as we would have been able to do in 2016 with the same group.
Right.
Of people.
Like that.
Plus, you're working with your family, so you do have family time. It's like these guys; they can't complain they don't have too much family time.
Yeah, that's my favorite part of the flower business. When we came in, it's like, oh, is it weird that we started a business as brothers? But it's like such a family-oriented industry. There's so many families and generational businesses that it felt like we kind of plugged right in on that front, and had a lot to relate to others on.
That's definitely true. There's majority family businesses in this industry.
Yeah.
That makes it fun.
Do we do the questions, or do we do the tech questions or flower questions? No, they're flower guys.
I'm like, do we have tech questions? We should
we should be like, which is your favorite? Well, we clearly know it's Gemini.
No, you said ChatGPT.
Oh, that's right. Mine's Gemini, but yes.
I'm a Gemini.
You are the best Gemini.
Yeah.
You are better than Google.
Do you know what that means when you say you're a Gemini? Like, do you like know any of like what the Gemini is known for, or any of that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Do you like remember any of it?
I don't know, but Cancers...
I'm going to have Ashley send him his birth chart and he can read it all.
Cancers get along really well with Geminis. I'm a Cancer, Mike.
We Cancers for you.
Yeah.
All water, right? Is that all water?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Like, we have, I don't remember, but...
You should make an AI astrology program.
Yeah. I need that for me. I don't know.
Blow away the market.
Yeah, I'm guessing we're a little late to that party. I would guess we can find a few online.
There's a couple out there.
For your next buddy solution, your next business, Mike is really good at naming companies. So let him know.
Oh, okay.
He's got
that's
good
to know.
Buddy.
He's your buddy. Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to ask you rapid fire questions. Just try to give us your best answer, whatever comes to mind first. These are technically more flower related, but they're also food related because we originally talked about mostly food. And the last episode, the Philly episode, was
All food.
70% food, which I enjoyed, actually. I enjoyed all the food conversation. So
Chips Ahoy's
Yeah,
versus
fun.
Oreos.
I haven't listened to it yet.
it's good. It came out good. What at the moment is your favorite flower?
I really like the parrot tulip. That's my
Yeah.
my favorite flower.
Nice
Yeah.
answer.
I think we should have a new question since we talked about the cookies. Chips Ahoy or
Oreos.
Yeah.
Okay. Chips Ahoy and Oreos. Let's go with that.
Oreo guy.
I'm Chips Ahoy.
Now, like, I would never pick Chips Ahoy just because at this point I don't like Chips Ahoy's as much. But
No, but
if
think
it was,
about your
If it was
original.
chocolate chip cookie versus Oreo, that's a
Okay.
much
That's
tougher
different.
question.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
I would be on
But
the
I
fence
want
there.
I want a soft chocolate chip cookie though,
Like a
not
fresh
a
baked.
crunchy one.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Think of your first experience with the Chips Ahoy. That's the Chips Ahoy we're talking about. So the good old ones.
Yeah, they changed the recipe. They're not too good anymore.
They did. They definitely did. And also, I should have clarified. I need a glass of milk.
Oh, yeah.
For me to choose Chips Ahoy.
This episode is sponsored by Nabisco.
Okay, what is the best sandwich?
Ice cream. I think.
Oh, good answer.
Ice cream?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a first.
You know, we give ice cream sandwiches out to the customers.
Oh
Oh,
my
dude,
gosh, you
yeah.
just earned yourself a new customer then.
Yeah.
Yeah, my invoice is on the way.
It works good in the Miami Heat while they're waiting outside.
How about you, Tony? What's your favorite?
I like a club sandwich.
Classic. What's the most
Yeah.
overrated flower?
Gosh.
I feel this feels pretty politically fraught of a question. I feel nervous to answer it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised. It's probably what you're thinking of.
I hear a florist rag on baby's breath a lot, so I think I'll have to
Yeah.
join the bandwagon.
Do it.
Well, I'll say my wife's studio started just in our kitchen when we started the business in Houston a long time ago. And whenever we had, 6 buckets of baby's breath in our living room, that was not my
Smell like
favorite
Clorox.
smell.
Not the ideal.
Yeah.
What's the most underrated flower?
This is going to sound silly, but I didn't have a lot of flower experience before, and I'm just sometimes I'm really blown away by some of the different varietals of carnations. Where I had like a certain perception of carnations, but some of these fancy or like multicolored carnations,
They
like,
are super fancy now.
Number one answer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and also they last forever. Like whenever my wife pulls in extra flower, like sometimes people in their weddings don't want to keep their flowers. They come back home. We pick out the ones we think will last, and we've got an arrangement for another 2 weeks in our house. So it's nice.
Nice. I'm a big fan of poppies. That was also the name our grandfather was given. So that's got it's got good meaning, and it's
Yeah.
flower.
Poppies are beautiful.
Poppies are good. That's a good grandpa name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. It's a good one. Yeah.
Pop too. Pick a historical figure, celebrity, TV character, actor, somebody like that to have lunch with.
AI bot.
Yeah, Claude. Let me think.
This is a tough one. Maybe a former president, Teddy Roosevelt, someone like that.
He's pretty cool.
Good
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Dylan or someone in music, something like that.
Are you a
So
musician?
did we say they had to be? Did we say they had to be dead? Yeah.
No, they don't have to be
I'm,
dead.
I'm
They could be
choosing someone
alive.
alive. Okay.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah. Bob Dylan or someone like that would be.
What do you play?
I'd like that. A little bit of everything, all self-taught.
Nice.
So didn't take lessons. Yeah.
Okay, cool. If you could have a superpower, what would it be?
Speak every language for me.
Oh, that's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
Probably flight. Probably fly around.
What is your go-to late night drunk food or munchies food?
French fries, I guess. If I'm
Crispy.
out,
Crispy
Yeah.
fries.
Well, French fries is my go-to all the time food. The only problem is they're not as easy to acquire. But I think I've done some pretty good damage on like a Costco-sized bag of Pirates booty before.
Oh, Pirates booty.
Bad
That's my
decision.
mom's go-to.
That's
That was
Susan's
her-
favorite.
Yeah.
Have we talked about the best types of fries? I feel like we probably have talked about the best
Crin-
kind of fries, right?
Crispy.
Oh,
They just have to be
good
crispy.
question.
That's all it is.
Bien
That's it.
frito.
Well, like
Or like
what
curly
size?
versus
Like how-
waffle. You don't go that route.
I like
Yeah.
crinkle.
I like
No.
curly.
I like
No,
crinkle
no, no.
fries.
Oh,
There's so
I
many.
like
Crinkle,
curly
yeah,
if it's got a
crinkle.
seasoning with it.
Yeah.
Oh
Like
yeah.
an Arby's curly
There you
fry.
go.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Or Flanagan's
yeah.
ones. Those Flanagan curly fries. Those are good.
What kind of flowers do you want at your funeral?
I think I want like a colorful palette, like a lot of colors. I think that's what I would do. You know.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for
Yeah,
somebody.
maybe like
I'm waiting for somebody to answer this question. Like, I want a Viking funeral, so I just want like
Set me on fire.
So give me
Whatever
whatever
burns the best on the fire.
dried.
whatever the crows are gonna eat.
Twigs.
That's just gonna be Like I'm waiting for somebody to come real dark with this one.
That's funny.
That's good.
Did you answer, Paul?
No, I cut him
Oh,
off.
sorry. I'll go like maybe heavy foliage, kind of jungle theme, back to the earth.
Yeah.
You know?
Nice. That's fun. Last question. Can you suggest a future guest for the podcast?
I say
That's
Megan.
a good one.
I say
We've
Megan.
been,
I want to know what she really thinks about Flower Buddy.
yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, number one Flower Buddy user Megan would be a good
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
We also have a recent partnership with I don't know, maybe they've been on before, but Vonda from Flower Click. I don't know if she's been on the Fresh Bunch before,
yeah.
Yeah.
but any of the Flower Click ladies would be great guests.
Yeah, we're
So.
fans of the clickers.
The clickers.
Yeah.
Cool.
Makes me think of The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They should do that. They should do a social media crossover with that. Yeah.
That's right.
I don't know. They don't seem like Last of
I know,
Us,
of course. Okay, cool.
If anybody wants to get in touch with them, what's the best way for them to reach them? You can ask that one.
Oh, I mean, you just did.
Yeah, but it has to flow in the
I
thing.
gotcha. So yeah, if anybody wants to get in touch with you guys or give the Flower Buddy a test or pick your brain on AI or anything like that or hear your music, how would they do that?
Oh yeah, I should put music on the website. That's a good idea. It would be www.flowerbuddy.co. That's important. We're not the .com, so go to .co and you can watch videos there. You can sign up and just start using it for free. But we also would highly recommend like scheduling time. You'll talk to one of us. You'll talk to Paul, me, or one of the other couple of folks on our team. We're a small team, and we just like to share screens and show what the software can do.
Nice.
And so yeah, just reach out to us. That's what we'd prefer. We like meeting people.
Nice. And Tony, just so you know, our hold music for when you call him to talk to our main sales line is a song made by Willie Armelini. So
nice.
Cool.
yeah, so
That's cool.
That could be something you could
okay.
use your music for in the
I'm gonna have to
industry,
do a collab or something.
He goes to every show he's at. He's got his harmonica on him, and if there's a live band performing,
Okay.
he will go on stage. So if you ever want to join him, I'm sure he's
Good to
always
know.
open.
I think we need to start
That's
writing
awesome.
down all the musicians so we have we can form the band.
No, it's an arrangement.
Yeah.
It's an arrangement. It's a flower arrangement.
Dun-dun-dun. That's the joke of the day.
Love it.
All right, Mike, bring us home.
Okay, this has been a great, interesting podcast with Paul and Tony from Flower Buddy. This is Mike signing off with Ryan and the great Mimi Pacheco. We are missing Joel today. Where's Joel? He went to see his abuela?
Abuela.
Oh, okay. And we're missing Joel here. But until next week,